Senator, what do you make of what Donald Trump is doing during a pandemic, the firing in a very sort of dark of night way of the ICIG Friday night, late at night, as part of his retribution tour, the removal of the IG at the Pentagon? As you know better than anyone, it's very hard to get Secretary Mattis to break his silence. It was a move so alarming that Secretary Mattis broke his silence, and also targeting the HHS IG, who has a report and a survey of hundreds of hospitals on the shortage of PPE and other equipment. How is it that all of them find themselves in Donald Trump's line of fire during a crisis?
Well, it's terrible. It's terrible for the country. It's terrible for the people of the country. And there's one other item you should add to that list. Things are moving so fast we've forgotten. But when he signed the CARES Act, the big COVID-3 bill 2 weeks ago, of all the things in that whole bill, he accepted in his signing the provision that said that the IG that was in charge of overseeing $2 trillion worth of the expenditure of the taxpayers' money couldn't report to Congress. He said, I'm not going to allow the IG to report to Congress. So you add all these things together, and there are a couple of things. Number one, the people that he's letting go are good people. Atkinson and Fine they're really good people. Atkinson essentially was fired for doing his job. But beyond that, Nicole, this is cutting off the American people access to what's going on within their government. Whistleblowers and IGs are an essential part of our system of checks and balances. And it raises the question, what's the president hiding? Why does he want to block people from knowing what's going on within this massive program? I don't get it, and it's really harmful. And finally, it's sending a chilling effect to all the other people in the government that basically says, don't cross this guy or your job is at risk. That's disastrous for the future of the country.
You know, and I'm still shocked by Donald Trump, and I'm ashamed to admit that. I shouldn't be. He showed us who he was when he pardoned Sheriff Arpaio as a hurricane was bearing down on our country. But you raise cause for concern moving forward. One, what is he hiding? And two, we are at war with coronavirus, something we haven't experienced in any of our lifetimes. And he's purging the government of some of its most gifted truth tellers. What are your concerns for just the resources available to the executive branch?
Well, one of the ironies of this is that I think in the long run, he's hurting himself. He's cutting himself off from good advice. When you don't get straight talk from your intelligence community, for example, I don't think there's a single Senate-confirmed official left at the top of the Director of National Intelligence office. When you cut yourself off, when you politicize intelligence, you're going to get bad advice. When people tell the boss what he or she wants to hear, you're going to make bad decisions. And it's the president himself who's going to suffer from not getting the straight advice. Jack Welch, the great business leader, used to say the art of management is looking reality in the eye and doing something about it. And what the president is doing is cutting off the flow of reality to he and the other members of his government. And it's going to hurt him, and it's going to hurt the government. But most of all, it's going to hurt the people of the United States.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.